Donald Trump is tightening his grip on the Republican Party. A brand new CNN poll in the critical early voting state of South Carolina has Trump leading with 53% among Republican primary voters. That's a 31-point lead over his closest competitor, Nikki Haley, who is notably the state's former governor. Her fellow South Carolina native, Senator Tim Scott, is trailing in fourth place. Out front now, Kristen Soltis Anderson. She's a Republican strategist and pollster, and Ashley Allison, the former National Coalitions Director for President Biden's 2020 campaign. Kristen, let me start with you. Looking at these polling numbers in South Carolina, is Trump the inevitable nominee?
He's not inevitable, but he's pretty close. He's definitely the favorite, and his lead is very large. At this point, the best thing that he has going for him is that there are so many other people in the race that it's hard for non-Trump Republicans to consolidate around a single candidate. So long as both Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley stay in the race, that's the best thing that can happen to Donald Trump.
Ashley, the Department of Justice, as all of us know, has charged Donald Trump for interfering in the 2020 presidential election. But look at this, 67% of South Carolina Republicans say if the charges are true, it isn't relevant to his fitness to be president of the United States. Trump has consistently had strong showing in GOP primary polling numbers nationally. It seems like there's solid evidence now in this new poll that his legal problems aren't necessarily hurting him. Is that right?
Well, that seems to be the case, especially after multiple indictments have come down over the last year. And what we saw when those indictments fell was that his poll numbers went up, his fundraising went up. And a voter.
Kristen, go ahead, finish your thought.
Be guilty. Even when we found in South Carolina that voters are saying even if he's guilty, it doesn't matter. That seems to be the trend and is really telling on where Republican voters are and most likely will help him secure the nomination.
Interesting. Kristen, Nikki Haley has moved into second place in a recent Iowa state poll as support for Ron DeSantis keeps slipping and slipping. And just moments ago, she had this to say about her rise in the polls. Listen.
It's pretty remarkable. We've gone up 10 points in the last 2 months. We continue to try and touch as many hands as we can and, answer every question.
Does she have enough momentum, though, to keep gaining ground on Trump?
Well, she'll need a really strong performance in this third debate next week. If you believed that the first two debates didn't matter, just take a look at Nikki Haley's poll numbers and Vivek Ramaswamy's poll numbers. She put the hurt on him, and it really, really has shown with her rise and his fall. But that doesn't mean even if she has a strong performance in the next debate, she's still got a very tough road to go and a lot of people who would need to get out of the race in order to make space for her to go after Trump one-on-one.
Yeah, that next Republican debate in Miami, that's coming up in the coming days. Ashley, should Democrats be worried about Nikki Haley?
I think Democrats should be worried about whoever is going to be the Republican nominee. No election is for sure going to go to one candidate or not. I don't think right now, the way it is trending, it doesn't seem like Nikki Haley potentially has enough time, and based on the poll numbers we just discussed, and that there's so many candidates in the Republican field still, that she could potentially overcome Trump and become the nominee. But if she is the nominee, or if Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis, the Biden-Harris campaign is going to have to take this election serious, have boots on the ground, talk to voters, meet where they are. They cannot take this election for granted. The poll numbers are too tight, and there's too much at stake for our country.
Good point. Ashley Allison, thank you very much. Kristen Soltis Anderson, thanks to you as well.